Hey there, my name's Steve, and I have a 2021 CFMOTO 600. In fact, I have two of them. And when I bought them, I wanted to add factory integrated look and feel turn signals. This is really my main goal on these machines. They have built-in LED reflectors that are not used in the US models, and they're used in the Canadian and EMEA and other global versions of this machine, but they're inactive on the US machines. The other thing that I wanted to do was investigate the use of those same turn signals in the rear tail light assembly, and I learned some things about that. So I want to walk you through what I learned real quick, the process, how I got it integrated, and show you what it looks like. So when I started the process, I first built a kind of a build list, identifying all the different part numbers that were used on the international versions of the CFMOTO CFORCE 600, and I have those right there. I realized that real quick that I was going to need to obtain these parts from a non-US dealer, and so I used a dealer named SRT Motorsports in Calgary, Alberta, and so I ordered from them and they shipped me the parts that I needed. So I did not replace the front lights. Like I said, those were built in, the LED turn signals are built into those. And but I did go ahead and order new rear lights for those. Turns out though that I didn't actually use them. And the reason is, once I received all the parts, I realized that the wiring harness for the machine itself was different than on these other international models than the US models. So they changed the wiring harness, which I did not know at the time. And so it became a problem for me trying to figure out what I was going to do about that. And so with the wiring harness, I realized I was going to have to do some splicing, especially around the switch assembly, which is what I did. So on this, what I ended up doing, instead of installing the new LEDs, I kept the existing ones. The existing ones have a white reverse signal. So when you put the machine in reverse, you have a backup light, and then the international model is that same LED turns into amber. And so what I decided to do is kind of keep the best of both worlds. So for the brake light right here, I just put a interrupter on it, and so it blinks like a typical aftermarket turn signal kit would enable. So I just used that instead, and ended up saving me quite a bit of money, because these little guys are very expensive. And so I got the best of both worlds. For the switch assembly, you'll notice that the switch is a little bit different. On this switch, you just have the left and right turn signal, and then you've got the hazard lights. And then the location of the kill switch is a little bit different, moved to here. So it has a daytime running light switch, and everything else is the same. So I'll give you a quick little demo of this, to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. So I'll turn on the turn signals. I did integrate those into the dash. Again, I had to do some splicing in order to identify the pins to do that, but there's pins for every one of these lights. And you'll see that I have discrete left hand and right hand signals. And then I'll go around and show you what the front looks like. And the back. And like I said, I still have the reverse lights that work. So I kept those active. You see in the bright sun. Anyway, that's what I did. I hope that's helpful for you. Almost all of my wiring was done up here in the fuse box. Near the fuse box, I did have to take off all of my panels in order to get wiring back to these turn signals for the switches, for the flashers, I mean. But other than that, each machine took us about 2.5 hours to do. So it was a little bit of a lengthy project, but got what I wanted out of it. Let me know if you guys have any questions.